Ukraine is pushing hard for permission to use Western-supplied long-range missiles to strike deep inside Russia. With Russian forces advancing in eastern Ukraine, Kyiv argues that hitting key military targets within Russia could be a game-changer. Ukraine's military officials believe that using these long-range missiles will force Russia to move its airstrike capabilities further from the border, weakening its ability to hit Ukrainian targets. The weapons in question include British-led Storm Shadow missiles, the French-made Scalp, and the US-made Army Tactical Missile System, or ATACMS. These powerful systems would allow Ukraine to carry out precise, destructive strikes on Russian military infrastructure deep behind enemy lines. While Ukraine is ramping up its domestic long-range drone programs, Kyiv is pushing for access to Western long-range missiles, arguing they're essential to neutralize Russia's air superiority and cut off supply depots. The issue is expected to be a key topic in upcoming talks between President Biden, British Prime Minister Keir Starmer, and Ukrainian President Zelensky. However, Russia has made it clear, any Western-supplied missiles used to strike Russian territory would cross a red line, potentially escalating the conflict to dangerous new levels. President Putin recently reiterated this warning, stating that such actions would be considered an act of war. Kyiv insists that these long-range strikes are critical, especially with winter approaching. Ukraine hopes to disrupt Russian supply lines and protect its already damaged power infrastructure. Ukraine believes that long-range airstrikes would help turn the tide, especially with manpower shortages becoming an issue nearly 2 years into the war. Despite Ukraine's pleas, the West has been hesitant to approve such missile use. U.S. Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin recently met with Zelensky, but he appeared cool to the idea, pointing out that Ukraine has already been striking targets within Russia using domestically produced weapons. Pentagon officials also note that while ATACMS are powerful, they won't solve the main issue of Russia's long-range glide bombs. These glide bombs, fired from over 300 kilometers away, remain a significant threat, and they are beyond the reach of the ATACMS. The US and other NATO countries are cautious, fearing that direct strikes on Russian territory with Western weapons could escalate the war further. As Ukraine pushes for more advanced weapons, the question remains, will the West relent and allow Ukraine to strike Russia directly? And if so, how will Russia respond? Only time will tell. Stay tuned for more updates on this developing story. Like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for the latest insights into the war in Ukraine.